The priority pyramid. The priority pyramid is a great way to really list your priorities and what you need to spend most of your time doing and your least amount of time doing. This pyramid is based on all-round health and can be applied to any training program or any methodology or any style of training. You just got to make it specific to you. First up, the most important thing you should focus all of your time on. Is it enjoyable and can you adhere to it? If you're not going to stick to it and you're not going to enjoy it, it's going to be really difficult for you to do it long term. So you need to find something that you can stick to for a long period of time. If you enjoy something, it's going to be a lot easier to stick to. Quite often when people start out on an exercise program, they don't find it very enjoyable. Maybe it's the wrong type of exercise for you, one that you don't find as enjoyable as other styles of exercise. Some people prefer to do high intensity interval training, some people love circuits, some people love strength training, some powerlifting. We're all different. But we've got to find something that we can do long term sustainably that we really enjoy. We can enjoy the process or the results, or maybe both. But making sure that it fits in with your day-to-day life is something that's going to be super important and you need to sort that first. If you can't stick to your plan, then maybe change it. Next up on the priority pyramid is volume, intensity and frequency. Volume is the amount of reps and sets that you're going to do in any given session. If you're going more reps and more sets, that's high volume. If you're going less reps and less sets, low volume. You can imagine intensity as how difficult the exercise is. So are you finding it easy or hard? 100% intensity, for instance, might be a 1 rep max. What weight can you pull maximally for 1 repetition, say on a deadlift? Or how fast can you sprint 100 meters? Those are going to be the top end of intensity. Whereas walking for an hour or two may be a very low intensity exercise. So making sure that your training has an intensity that is manageable but also creates results. And frequency, how many times per week are you going to be doing those workouts or those training sessions? Are you doing 1 to 2 sessions a week? Or are you doing 5 to 8 sessions per week? The volume, frequency and intensity really do matter. Next up, progressive overload. Without progressive overload, at some point your results are going to stagnate and plateau. Meaning if you're trying to get stronger, we need to overload the body a little bit more, create more stimulus either through heavier weights, more repetitions, more frequency or more intensity, and that way we can create more overload. At the beginning of a training program, you can see big jumps in improvement, but as you start to progress, you may see smaller increments in those improvements. So remember, if we're going to progress and improve, we have to make sure that we're pushing ourselves and overloading the body. Number 4, exercise selection. Exercise selection is quite important because it can determine how your body looks, feels and also performs. Do you want to work more on compound or isolation exercises? Compound being working multiple joints and full body, or isolation working single body parts or muscles. Do you have specific focuses you want to work on? A lot of people come to me and ask me how they can get bigger biceps or a flatter stomach or maybe even a bigger bum. These are common focus areas that people want to specifically work on. And then the exercise order. Which order are you going to do those exercises in? I'd recommend doing the heaviest and the hardest ones first, followed by the lightest and more isolated ones. Big compounds like deadlifts, squats, pull-ups, bench press and rows, followed by those isolation exercises or lighter weight exercises. Next up, rest times. It may not seem super important, but rest times is crucial to your performance. The amount of time at which we rest and recover has a direct impact on our performance. If you're looking to do the maximum amount of weight that you can for 1 repetition, you're going to need longer to recover, to maximize your body's ability to recover faster, to replenish all of your energy stores and maximize your performance on that movement. If your goal is to increase the size and shape of muscles, then your rest time might decrease, meaning that you get a little bit more of a burn in your workout. Powerlifting or strength training might be working from 1 to 3 to 5 rep range, with long recoveries in between to maximize performance. But if you're looking to increase the intensity and heart rate of a workout, you might do something like supersets, where you do one exercise followed directly by another exercise. This style of training can have other physiological benefits that aren't directly associated with performance improvements. Things like heart and lung function, as well as blood flow and improvements in lactic acid removal. So depending on your goals, make sure you get adequate rest time, but not more than you need. And the last thing on our training priorities pyramid is tempo. Tempo is the speed at which you're moving through that movement. How long it takes you to go up and down in a squat, for instance. Does it take you 3 seconds to go down, pause at the bottom for 2 seconds, 4 seconds up, and then stop at the top for 2 seconds, and then repeat that for 5 reps. Tempo can be hugely helpful for improving stability and strength. If you find that your form goes on any movements, maybe try and slow down the tempo and do it more controlled. The slower the movement, the more control that you'll get, and generally the harder those muscles will have to work because they're under tension for longer. More time under tension should see an improvement with your performance over a period of time. And that's our training priorities pyramid. Make sure you focus all of your energy on the things at the bottom, and then as you go up, a lot less energy on the things at the top. If you've been training for a long period of time, you need to think about all the things on the priority pyramid. But if you're just starting out, focus on the bottom 4 things. Hope that helps, and see you soon.